Good evening, Brother Shiva, and good evening, everyone. So, today's story is The Slave of Slave. Alexander the Great was a brave warrior. He was also a brilliant strategist famous for his far reaching conquests. At only 16, Alexander won the first battle. At the age of 20, he became king of Macedonia. At the age of 30, he became the conqueror of the East. Nothing and no one stood in his way. Well, almost no one. During his many travels across the world, Alexander the Great came at last to India. At the moment when he was about to return to his country, he decided to bring with him a son because he heard a lot about the spiritual cultivators here in India. He was told that many sons lived in the forest, so he adventured in the deep wilderness to find one. At one point, he found the son sitting under a tree in deep meditation. When the son came outside of his meditation, Alexander requested him to move to Greece. He promised to give anything the saint wanted, but the saint said, "No, sir, I need nothing. I'm happy with what I have here." Not being used to being turned down, Alexander the Great became very angry. "Do you know who is speaking to you? I'm the great King Alexander. If you don't follow me, I would kill you and cut you into pieces immediately." The saint answered very calmly, "Sir, you can only kill my body, but you cannot kill my soul. The body is only a garment I have worn. I'm not the body. I'm that which resides in this body. You said you are a king, but in my eyes you are only a slave of my slave." Alexander the Great was surprised to hear reply, "I'm the king. How can you say that I'm a slave of your slave?" The saint explained very calmly, "In my life, I never get angry. I have mastered anger, so anger is my slave. But look at you, how easily you become angry. You are giving way to anger, so you are a slave of anger. Since anger is my slave, so you are the slave of my slave." Alexander was amazed to see the saint's wisdom. He then bowed to the saint humbly and before returning with his soldiers. Today's the story is about anger and how we deal with our emotions. Now let me share with you some takeaway lessons. The more times we get angry, the more acid is formed in our body. It's actually very harmful for our health. In fact, the biggest victim of anger is the one who gets angry himself. So we should control our emotions and become a master of our anger. In our temple, Tao has been teaching us to always say good words, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and be a decent human being. We learn to think about others, not just thinking about our own concerns and interests. We also learn to think before we speak. In fact, speaking the first thing that comes to mind is a terrible idea. Have you ever heard of the acronym HALT? If you are hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, you are more likely to be a slave of your emotions. Then you would say or do something you might regret. So we are Tao cultivators and should think before we speak. However, becoming a master of our anger doesn't mean we are emotionless. It actually means we know how to vent our emotions in a constructive and productive way. No one is perfect. Becoming a master to our emotions takes time and effort. Everyone needs to embrace faith, let go of some of our fears, not react so quickly to situations, and have increased levels of empathy and awareness. Most importantly, we should let our true nature gain in control. It is our soul, our true self, our Atma. As holy teachers already opened our heavenly gate, we know where and how to cultivate our true self. This will guide us to find the balance between our rational thinking mind and our impulsive feeling mind. Not too much, not too little, just right. When we learn how to balance our rational mind and impulsive feeling, then we will have mastered our mind. We will not become a slave of anger. So, this was the story for today, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. If I made any mistakes, I beg God's and Buddha's mercy and forgiveness. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Namita. What a beautiful story, a slave of slave. I think most of the people has become the slave of their emotions. I think we should make our emotions of our slaves so that actually we will know that how to manage our emotions in a constructive and a productive way. Really very wonderful story. Thanks to Sister Namita. I think Mr. Sukhdev Singh ji also wants to praise you with the kind words.
Thank you, Shubhamji. Namita, I am very impressed with the way you narrated the story and the way you pronounced it. Especially with your angelic voice, the story became very colorful and inspiring. I thank you very much for this and wish you success in your study and family life. And I also wish all the club members a very happy new year. May the coming new year be auspicious for everyone and may we be safe from all kinds of diseases in the coming new year. And may there be peace in the whole world. May Buddha bless us all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Ji.
Thank you so much, Uncle Ji, for your kind words. And now it's time for our reflection. And our brother Lokesh is with us in temple. And I would like to invite him to say something in reflection for all of us. Good evening, brother Lokesh.